so much for listening to the update. If you cared to be here for it, it means so much to me. And like I said, genuinely so happy to be back. Let's film. All right. We are going to do a pre-dive sequence. So you can do this one in the parking lot, at the side of the pool, just kind of wherever you are before you get into the water to loosen up through the shoulders, through the hips. All right. Pedal out the feet. Big toe mounds to touch, come to stand strong, Tadasana mountain pose. First, ground yourself through all four corners of the feet. Roll the shoulders slightly back, tuck the pelvis slightly so that you're in one straight line from crown of head down to the feet. And a couple of breaths here to settle in. An option to bring a body scan in, starting at the head, move down, brows, wriggle the nose, creases of the lips, the ears. Where can you soften? Where can you release tension down the neck, into the shoulders, the collarbones, down the ribs and in the intercostal spaces? Can you release a little bit as you get down to the diaphragm? Into the abdomen, the belly button down to the hips, the top of the bum and round it down. Is there anywhere you can be looser, softer through the legs, the muscles, the joint space, the knees, melting down the front of the shins to the ankles, through the toes, through the fingers, and drip any sense of tension away. An option to keep eyes closed, but if you'd like to open them, you sure can. Interlace fingers behind the back, deep bend in the knees. Keep the elbows soft as you flatten the chest down to thighs. Now straighten out through elbows and roll back. Inhale all the way up. Back bend, straighten through the knees. And exhale, loosen the elbows, chest back down to knees. In breath to ripple and pull, elbows long behind, open up the shoulders, squeeze through the butt cheeks, and release. One more time, big breath, inhale as you roll the shoulders, roll the neck, roll the spine into a bit of an opening, shine the heart out, and let it go. Release through the shoulders. Now interlace behind the back and keep the clasp as you tuck the clasp into right side. Right ear drops down to right shoulder. Length through left side. And you can take the head in a little nod of a yes. And pause in any particular spot that the neck needs a little bit more stretch. And swap it out other side. Keep the clasp tuck into left side, left ear drops down to left shoulder. Bring length now down the right side of the neck. And bob the head. Slowly, sweetly, and with intention. And on your next exhale, you can let it all out. Shake. Come to stand on left foot. Really root into the ground like it's a tree. And bend up into the right. We'll circle out through wrists and through ankles. Strength into standing leg and into core to keep the pose. And then figure four, right ankle to deliver on top of left knee, push it back. Hands can come down to right knee and foot/ankle for a little bit of stability in the pose. And if this is enough here, keep it like that. If you'd like to add some dynamic element, it's a tuck of the pelvis and then a flex. And somehow you can connect this to your breath. And in this warm-up here, not too much apnea, options, because this is mainly a standing sequence, it's not too safe to do the apnea stuff when we're standing. Release, right foot sweeps around and back, reach hand over, so we create a long line of energy to rebound, release the shape. And then we'll swap it out second side. This time ground into right foot as we bend left leg up, rotate out arms and ankles. So yeah, anytime that we're doing breath holds apnea during class, it's best to be close to the ground should you get unstable, lightheaded, or anything like that. We want to keep ourselves safe first and foremost. And this time, left ankle is the one delivering on top. Left knee draws away. And maybe you feel this down the outside of your left hip, the figure 4 chair pose. Stay strongly grounded into the 4 corners of right standing foot, bend deep into right knee. And stay here, or if you got dynamic with it on the other side, then it's a tuck and a flex into the pelvis. Maybe one more sequence. And then on your exhale, unravel left foot to sweep behind, left arm up and over. Create length from fingertips down to toes. And then step yourself wide. We'll set up for goddess pose. Bend 90-90 into each knee. And rotate the thumb to the top of the thigh, and the fingers are almost pointing in towards, because we're going to drop the shoulder in as you press the knee back. Inhale through center, swap left fingers, pivot towards inside of leg, push out with the palm against the knee. In breath through center, right fingers pivot in, right palm presses back with the strength of the shoulder. And pivot through center, left fingers swivel. Press like your knee and your palm are pressing against each other. It's getting into maybe the subscapular space on the backside of left shoulder. One more each side. Pivot. Create depth into the pelvis. And inhale through center. Last side, left side. And then straighten out through the legs, walk arms out. It's a wide angle fold. Arms to reach as far as they can. And see if there's anything you can grip onto. Can you grip your finger pads into the floor and really traction to create length from the fingertips down the outside of shoulder space? Can you roll the shoulders down and plug them into the socket? Keep a micro bend into the knees to protect, but rotate hips upward and back, energetically speaking. And walk yourself back up center. We'll go for a side, really a side and a back bend. So arms sweep high and release the fingers, release pointer. Hug the ears with your biceps and lean body over to the right. Like your body was pressed between 2 panes of glass. Keep the hips square. And stay elevated through the rib cage, not to collapse into right side body. Super active through the fingertips, through the hands, through the arms. Squeeze through the core. And come back through center, swivel over to the other side. Mirror image, pointing towards the left, getting length down right side body, staying lifted through the left side body, bringing a bit of a curve, but not a crunch or a dump into side body. Engage into toes. Keep the balance. And on your next inhale, come center and release. Shimmy the shoulders for a little break before we go for our back bend. Same idea. Arms sweep high, interlace the fingers, biceps hug the ears. And this time, really squeeze into the butt cheeks and tuck to protect the lower spine, tuck the pelvis. Pointer fingers reach back as your heart lifts up towards the sky. And come forward. Not totally into a forward bend. That's a big shock for your spine to go from straight back to straight forward, but like a hunch. A hunch and a swing of the arms. All right. Meeting place, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Right toes to sweep high. Bend the knee, open the hip. An option to stay exactly as you are, or straighten out the leg to create more of a tension in the drip down the leg. And if you'd like to go all the way to Wild Thing, permission for right toes to go all the way there. And if you went all the way, unravel yourself. Right foot steps on the outside of right hand. Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Left knee can come down to meet the ground. Left hand plants on inside of right and open up for a twisted Anjaneyasana. And again, option to always stay here or rotate all the way into horizon pose. Swivel onto pinky knife edges of both feet and get a different angle going. Unravel yourself, hands plant, step it back. Option to move through vinyasa or go straight to downward facing. Chaturanga down. Flip over onto tops of feet, press up, engage. Ripple spine back. Adho Mukha. For our last time, last side. Left toes sweep up and over and they drip. First with a bend in the knee, and then maybe with a straightening to add some oomph into the hip flexor. You can play with the bend and the straighten, or drip yourself all the way over. Wild Thing. Unravel the shape, step left hand outside, step left foot outside of left hand. Land in your low crescent lunge. Hips stacked on top. Gravity going straight down through the pelvic bowl. You can tuck into the right toes if you haven't already for a little bit of balance and stability here. And right knee is delivered to the ground. This helps get a bit more length into the groin, but again, helps with stability, which we love. Right hand plants on the inside, left arm up for a twist. And staying here, or swivel all the way horizon pose, pinky knife edges of both feet. Unravel yourself. Hips sink back, toes to touch, and child's pose. And this is where I'll leave y'all for today. You can take it into further stillness or further breath practice. Or you can take it straight into the pool or into the ocean if you're about to go for a dive. I hope you enjoyed the movement, and I'll see you next time.